Yeah, so today, the what we are going to understand this is, so one member is here, you joined today. Okay. Um, Fine, good. Yeah. So let me just talk it that all the points, then you will get that the agenda of this. Okay, Srinivas, you joined now only. I mean today only.
Yeah, demo class I attended, sir.
Oh, great. Okay. So I just, I was just going through that. Today only who joined. This is the first session. The who are all the members, just like ping me in the chat window. Good. Fine. So let me, today what we are going to do this is, so that's in our course curriculum, the how we are going to have it that. So that is, as we are talking about the Python is the important. Yes. With the Python, yes, we are going to talk it about the DevOps and AWS sections. And with the MLOps, like that is implementing LLM based applications for the generative AI. So what exactly the points, how the agenda would be? Yeah, how the agenda would be. So those points we are going to talk at that. Yes, so let's look into that. Let me just share the screen. So you got the idea about it, what is exactly generative AI, right? So type this, the me in the chat window. So if you understand that, the importance of the generative AI. The whatever we were discussing in the last section, did you understand those points or not? So just the quickly the yes in the chat window. Good, good. I see this good responses. Okay, so fine. So the let's talk at that the today objective understanding about yeah, the before jumping into that generative AI and all that. So what are like basic things that is required for this course? Yeah, so as we are going to understand that this is the main, we can say that MLOps with the generative AI, and as well as where we are going to talk it about this like LLM application implementation. So there are the three main sections. So here it is. Yeah, yes, correct. So these are all like main the concepts which we are going to understand it. So here in this ML ops, like what we can say this is the DevOps sections which we are going to have it that. But in this DevOps, the before, yes, which we were talking about it, yes, we were understanding the DevOps with AWS, but where we were using this DevOps with AWS for the web-based application deployment, web app deployment, or you can say this a serverless based application and container based. These are all some important sections in this DevOps and AWS. But now that like next what we are going to understand this is already available in the market. So this is already available in the market. So we are going to deal that MLOps. So where we are going to give the high priority to that. Yes, here also we are going to have that AWS first, which we need to discuss that, the AWS cloud. So this is the first one which we are going to have it that. And then yes, you need to have that basics of the Linux. Yeah, if you're going to work with that, the systems, yes, during the Linux-based operating systems, you should understand how do we manage the file system of it. Yes, this is one more requirement. And to go ahead to work with these generative AI and LLM apps, we need to have it that the prompt engineering. So this is one more requirement, the prompt engineering. And the next, like the which we need to have it as a basic, which we are talking that for the entire this course, so that is a Python. So what are the basic things that is required, common things? Yeah, basic requirement before going to learn this all these generative AI or LLM apps. The first you need to, or we need to have it understanding about all these points. So cloud, which we should have it. And not only this cloud, yes, after this Python, yes, where we need to have it. DevOps, AWS DevOps, which is required. So the cloud, on this cloud to manage that, the systems, that is Linux, the basics, I mean, extreme, we are not going to that here. So as like we are concentrating on that LLM apps, yes. But what are like the basics required? That is, we are going to talk in that, and in that's like yeah. So to go ahead with that, like generative AI and LLM applications, as the prompt engineering is required, and to implement that these apps, yes, we are going to use the Python programming language, and not only that, yes, how do we deploy these Python applications using the DevOps process? Yeah, so these are all some basics that is required and which we are going to plan all these basic, I mean, in this AWS DevOps, let me just go ahead if you more into that. Yes, here we are going to understand the Docker, the Kubernetes, those kind of applications, how do we manage it? And yes, serverless based applications, yes, that is also, but I'll come back, that's one into the separate section. Yeah, so before going to work with that LLM based application, these are all the basic requirements. You should have it, all this knowledge. So the first 1.5 month, that's what is the plan which we have is we are going to deal that all these points. So yes, if you would have included that the Python, here we are going to talk about the Python certification oriented, the which is required essentials. The basic things for that, like any kind of modules to implement it, what are the basic things that is required from the Python? Yeah, that is we are going to deal with that. Yeah, so all these points that is required as a basic point, the basic things. The first you should know that how do you work with the cloud, how do we define the CI/CD pipelines, and whenever you are defining that, how do you work with the commands, and finally, once this process has been defined, so implementing that application point of view, yes, how do we use the Python? And whenever we are going to work with that LLM applications, so whatever the knowledge that is required, the prompt engineering. So they're all the essential skills for this course. Are you clear these points, everyone following that? So here it has been included DevOps also. So some people, I mean, why I started discussing about this one, many people are having that doubt, yes, DevOps or generative AI. Yes. So here DevOps, we are going to use it, but we are going to apply to that ML. The before the generation, like so far, yes, still we have that. I don't say this like it is not ended, but yes, if you'd like to be out of the crowd and if you'd like to, or if you're expecting that the next generation, and if you'd like to get more the demand about our profile, we should have all these skills. And next generation of the technologies, these technologies, we are going to work with that. Yeah, so this is the first, the basic things, the which we are going to understand that. And once we understand that here, Python, we can use it in the different ways. So there's like this Python program, you can use it for the different applications and different yes, use cases point of view. So the next, once we got it all these points, next to what we are going to talk about is using the Python, how do we automate infra? How do we automate infra? So suppose if you're going to say that as a DevOps engineer, or if you have this already some background on the administration side, so this is going to help in that. So you can expose about your AWS DevOps and Docker with the Kubernetes and AWS Cloud and implementation side. So these days, if you would like to step into that IT, development is mandatory, but not extreme development. But if you are looking about it, stepping into, or like, I mean, getting into that more demand about your profile, if you say this, I'm just only the administrator, then we don't get that much importance for it. Administrators, that's era is gone. The slowly, yeah, SREs are there, but like their salaries and like a growth point of view in the career, compare with that who are having this on this development side and managing about this application side. So that is growth is very less for the administrator. If you say this, I'm the only administrator, I don't know, like automating the infra. So if you say that, or if you don't mention there's a Python after learning the DevOps also, then your resume is not weighted. So this is the basic skill. So everyone is looking this in the current market. The specific to that, like this kind of like application deployment and DevOps process model. Yeah, the Python, yes, one way which we can talk it like automating the infra. Yeah, some automations we are going to talk it here. So it's in the Python. And the next which we discuss about is in the Python API-based applications. Excuse me. Yeah, API-based applications, how do we implement it? This is the next one more generative, I mean, one more the demand-based applications in the market. Application programmable interface. Yes, how do we use this Python to implement APIs? Next Python, which we are going to talk at that one more point, that is about LLM-based applications. How do we implement it? So here the Python, we are going to apply for these three kinds of different platforms or different, yes, which we can say that use cases. Yeah, I would like to specific into that AWS DevOps. Yes, AWS DevOps and with the automation infra, the way you can expose that side. And if you are going to extend that LLM apps also, yes, Python with this API-based approach and LLM-based applications. If you are getting this the idea on this, then that will be more demand. So if you just say that, my point is in the resume, how we are going to have this is, suppose you have the like a 2 years or the 3 years of already experience, or if you are the fresher. The fresher, you can expose this, you are like as a MLOps engineer with the generative AI and LLM applications. Or suppose if you have this experienced guy. what you can say this, the DevOps with the AWS, you can mention it. Suppose you have this already 3 years of that experience. Then you can mention that's around 2.5 years as a DevOps on AWS, and the last 6 months you are working on the ML ops. Yes, that is it. Managing about it, these LLM based applications with all these, I mean, with this platform, that is a cloud and prompt engineering, and with Docker Kubernetes. So one way you can present it, so as an automation engineer using the Python. Second approach, extension of like a Python, if you would like to go for that, then this is the basic thing which you are going to learn that. So first we are going to concentrate on these basic requirements. So it takes like around 1.5 months to deal with all these. And next we are going to have it like automating that infra. So using this AWS DevOps, yes, some kind of yes, in the cloud, how do we use the Python to automate manual tasks? Next extension of that, the API-based implementation and LLM-based applications implementation. So during implementing these stuff also, we are going to use it AWS DevOps. So DevOps here, it is the process. So each and every application, even the web-based application, gaming application, or like if you just talk it like a mobile-based application. So this DevOps process is required. But now that ops, we are applying to that LLM-based applications. So DevOps, that's represent the normal keyword, that is development and operations. So I'll come back that's to explain that's what is exactly what is exactly, yes, the DevOps and how the DevOps is going to helping that in the real time. That's will come back. But MLOps, yes, that is the same operations. Yes, ops, that stands for that's operations. So here we are going to apply that ML-based operations, machine learning. So how do we manage that machine learning-based applications? So here it comes like kind of operational activities. Suppose if you have this already administrative experience, yes, that is, so machine learning-based operations. So this is the most demand next. And these machine learning operations, we are going to apply this on the AWS cloud. So once if you know that one cloud, maybe if they have this requirement on the Azure cloud or other clouds, yes, they prefer that like who is already having that experience on the one of the cloud. And once you join, maybe you need to work it on the different clouds, that is Azure or Google Cloud, on the base of the client. But whenever we are going to expose that, we are going to expose on AWS with the MLOps. But what exactly the DevOps and how the DevOps, that is a big story. I cannot conclude in the single statement. So DevOps process, that is, we will talk at that. Yeah, so this is the like first whenever we are going to understand all the prerequisites, the basic things. There are now DevOps is a basic thing. Python is a basic thing. Essential skills. If you don't mention in your resume, yes, that resume is not going to give that weightage. Yeah, DevOps process with mentioning about container-based services, that is Docker and Kubernetes, and one cloud which we should know it. But this cloud you are working, this is nothing but Linux, which we should know. And some automations point of view or application implementation point of view, yes, the Python is the basic thing. And the next generation of the technologies, as we are talking, that prompt engineering, that is also important. Are you clear these points now? The who are having that experience or like who are having that the freshers. So what about our agenda and how we are going ahead? So I have got the points. Just type that CLR in the chat window, everyone, quickly. Now, as per about your profile, you can think it of it, like how it can be used. Yes, if others already experience, yes, you can just include about your operational journey. Then last 6 months or the 1 year. Yes, what are the course we are going to delete? Definitely you can go ahead up to that, the 1 year. But if you go for this more than 1 year, then like there is no trust on about your profile. So this technology has come this latest, right? Yeah, up to that's 1 year, which you can include about this approach. And before you can include about that DevOps. So the combination you are going to use is that. So normal DevOps profiles, yes, we have this, there are a lot of people which are available in the market related to DevOps and AWS or cloud. And the last 7 years or 8 years, that was a market. But now, if you would like to be out of the crowd, something we need to, yes, choose that about our path. This is the time to step into that ML-based operations. I've got the clarity on this about your profile. What you are going to do this after this course. Good. So here API based we are learning is nothing but. So here that's like the main we can, this is maybe if we have got like the before also these applications are available, that is about web services, we will say that. And here the serverless based application. So in our cloud platform, so we say the serverless based application. This is also having that high demand. So we are mostly focusing on this next demand, the high demand based technologies. Okay, so this is about agenda. The first, that we are going to concentrate on these basic requirements. And then we are going to work with the Python to automate infra and API based, LLM based applications on the base of this, the training model or placement model, which we have chosen that. As I was mentioning that we have the training and the placement models, right? So those are like on the base of this, the placement of the training. So this will be splitted. I'll give that like all the curriculum and everything. So next, what we are going to talk at this, all this like stuff once we got it. Yeah, so in this LLM based apps, as we are talking about it, like LangChain is the main framework we are going to work it. So here, two approaches we have that. No code based approach to implement that these LLM based applications, and using the Python code. Yes, code based applications also we have that. That means without using the code also we can implement LLM based applications. And with the Python code, we can implement that. Suppose if you have the fear of the Python, so I'm not that much, will I get the strong on the Python development or not? If you have the fear of it, then you can just add it about the no code based approaches to implement or to work with that. These LLM based applications. We have the different frameworks which are available in the market. So we are going to talk at those frameworks. So without using the code, how you can manage that about your LLM based applications. So here two approaches we have this in this LLM based apps. But this no code based approach, that's we talk it in the placement section. And code based approach, as we are talking, that's yes, Python with the code. In the normal training, we will give it that. Yeah, I give that the clarity. That's I will share it today. Let's complete the course curriculum. So training and placement, what we are going to cover it. So that's all the points that will be discussed. And here API based applications, as I was talking about it, the freelancer, you can come up with that, right? So using this API based, if it is a normal training, yes, we will help you how you can work with the API based. But if you go for the placement, how you can earn money, that means as a passive money, by using these API-based approaches. That is the way we will cover that in the placement section. Yeah, the remaining these things are the basic things where we don't have that like a difference between that training and placement. But yes, as a curriculum extension point of view, yes, automate infra, this is DevOps engineers where you can expose these activities more, which is going to be helpful for about your portfolio. And then API based, like how the Python using that API based application, how you can support that as a DevOps engineer, or how you can use that the Python for LLM based applications using the coding approach. So this is the overall curriculum in the normal training. And yes, the placement you are having this, the separate these more sections. And one more important, as I was talking about that, GitHub Copilot also, which we have that one more section. So if you have the fear of the programming, you don't need to have it. So the main objective is if you know this Python perfectly, so whatever we are going to deal that the first essentials of the Python, where we will add it about like a modules, the management, exception handling, oops concepts. So these are all some points which are available. If you know these points, then you can work for these any type of application. So suppose here, if it is the automate infra, then we are going to talk it that AWS infra, how do you automate it using Troposphere, Boto 3, those modules. Or API based, whenever we come back that. Yes, we have those REST API based, the frameworks from the Python, those APIs we are going to talk it about that from the Python basics. So if you know this concept, this is if you are able to concentrate on this one, then whenever you are working with that, these are all like the very easy, no big deal on that. How do we set up the infra for this one, this one, this one? And as well as I was talking about ADS, like so once you know this Python, yes, whenever we are working with that, these modules, and what I would like to mention here, the point is, yeah, coding based approaches, how do you work with this, the Python? Yeah, that's we are going to talk that here. But this is very, very important. If you are able to understand that, so you don't need to start the code from the basics. So as we have this GitHub, not GitHub, so Git Copilot. Yeah, Git and GitHub also, which we need to discuss that. So we are going to talk it about this GitHub, Git Copilot. This is going to helpful to generate the Python code, which is required for all these operations. So that means if you, once the code is available, if you are able to understand it and how it is, yes, like a structure of it and exceptions has been handled and which are all the modules that have been imported and that modules, how it has been used and what are the functions that is having this in that module. If you are able to understand with this concept, then you don't need to worry with that. How do I implement all these programs? So here, this tool is going to help in that to manage that all these activities. So here also we are going to use it the AI to generate about your application. If you go to that's my LinkedIn profile, I'm getting that more the training requirements on this GitHub Copilot, working for the Python-based application, working for the Java-based applications, working for the .NET-based applications. The trainer requirements like corporate training requirements, I'm getting that so many things on this Git pilot. So each and every developer in the next generation, they should know about this. So you don't need to stress too much on it. But you should have this one is a strong. If you are the strong this one, whenever you are working with these application, it is not that much difficult. But you should do some R&D on that, like automating infra, what all the modules are available. If I'm working for that AWS related modules. If I'm working with that Azure related modules. Or if I'm going to work with that LLM based application, LLM based, as Open API, how do I import it? Or if I'm working with that Llama, how do I import it? Or Hugging Face, how do I import it? Or LangChain, how do I use it that while implementation? Those are all like modules which are having the ready-made functions and call the functions and pass the arguments and work with that. So that is like an extension of the Python modules whenever we are talking these approaches. Now tomorrow, if it comes that's other module, suppose data science related modules, yes, you can easily learn it about that with the Python. Because if you are strong with this one and this one, then these things managing that is not big deal. Are you clear? So we'll simplify that whenever we are learning about it. So you don't need to stress too much on that, like the programming. But to crack the interview, you need to have this is strong. If you are strong with this one, and if you know that on each section, what all the main modules are available and those modules some important functions, then interview clearing is also not a big deal. So don't, if you have this already programming background and if you have this interest, that's fine. But if you're the first time stepping here and like you have worked on this administration side or some like a non-programming background, can I handle this one or not? If you have that's question mark, don't worry about it. Which we deal that from the scratch. Which helps about it, how you can come up from this stage to that extending to this stage. So total, we can say that 2 stages in our course. Without knowing all these things, we cannot go ahead to this level. Are you clear about this, about our course agenda? Type this understood in the chat window, everyone, if you got the points. Because I have seen so many members asking the questions, so how that's going to helpful. So that's why I would like to conclude this session. Yeah, now anyone having any queries, just let me know that on this. And let me show this here one more point from my side. So here, like how the agenda we are going to have it is, especially this is for the placement people. So I would like to show that. So we are going to have it like a project kind of the work. Suppose if I just take it today or tomorrow, you will get it on generative AI also. Suppose you have that 100 days of the DevOps. So we will assign this project to you. On which day, what is the activity you need to do that? So day wise, that's the activity that will be assigned to you. So that is a task, that's which we can say which tasks you need to work it. Let me just go ahead to that other project. And the portfolio, whenever we start about that, yes, initial task or like crafting the resumes. So what do you need to do that's while crafting the resume? So all this we have defined as a tasks one by one. Suppose you need to work it on this particular the Facebook. We will assign the task, and the task like which you need to complete it at, by which date you need to complete it, that task. And if you have those any discussions which are required, yes, where you can add that the comment in the discussion section. And you can try to complete that. So every day the tasks. And you should have, it is kind of like once you join in the organization, everyday task, how we'll be having this from the manager or like client. The same thing which you are following that here as well as to track about your all activities. So this especially we are going to use it for the placement program people, not training. So placement people, what you need to do this is after that, like a 1 week or a 10 days, we start like a 7:30 to 8 the morning before joining this class. Every day, we will track about your activities. So there's a special attention for that who are going to take it. That's the placement assistance program. So task assignment and have you completed or not? That's every day half an hour that will be verified with you, as it is kind of that like one-to-one. Are you clear about these points? So this kind of like the course, whatever we are going to talk at that, everything that's we define it, and we will add the task to the members. Yes, we will add the members and due date and type of the task. And yes, any documents which we have that, yes, the documents attaching, and you in the subtask on this main task. It is kind of like a project kind of the work with the objective of it, getting the job offer, where it has been included not only just the training and evaluations also, which will be added. Have you completed that particular assignments or not? And any like GitHub task that which you are given, because you need to expose more in your LinkedIn profiles. Yes, all that will be tracked here. So that's one by one task where we will assign it and where you need to work it on it. So this kind of like yeah, so here we are coming up with that somewhat the better the look and feel of this. It is just like initialized to track it, all the activities. Is it clear about this point? So with this approach, what you can get it is how that's in the real time, the project's task can be assigned and how that can be evaluated. And if the task got like a delayed, yes, you need to give the reasons for it. So here also you need to add that that's in case if you're not able to do the particular task, not by words. So you need to just define that like the discussion section and why it was not completed and what could be the reason of it. Are you facing that's any problems or the issues? So everything that will be tracked. So for this, like half an hour, we'll spend that separately, the 7:30 to 8. But that is not immediately, because you need to come up with that some kind of the implement, I mean, understanding the concepts, right? Yeah, after the 10 days, we start about this project as well as. So only for the placement the assistants who are going to take it, those people. So we will assign that's the task and where you need to complete it. And every day morning, you need to submit those tasks. Yeah, so that is I would like to present it today. And actually, we'll start it from the Monday onwards. That is about a cloud. If you know this already, the cloud from my section, that means already existing DevOps engineers, anyone who are there, you don't need to, that is optional to you. If you would like to join that's AWS, you can continue. But if you know already the AWS, then you can take that. That is an optional. Suppose if you're already learning the DevOps and you know the cloud, then concentrate on the DevOps. So here in this, where we are going to start about the as I mentioned that the first, the cloud and Linux, these things which will be covered first 20-25 days, that is the target. Then we start about the prompt engineering, and then Python, then AWS DevOps. So first 1.5 months, this is the target. Are you clear these points? I'll share it either today or tomorrow, the complete course curriculum about that, the concept wise, the way you can get that more clarity on it as well as. So the Notion, the link I will share it, which you can use at that. Now, are you clear? So just let me know that anyone having any queries, questions. See, AWS DevOps full course content, if you need it, suppose here, especially we are going to talk about that AWS DevOps, which is the related to that AWS services. But if you need it, then what we are going to have it is, we will help you the which sections you can, we have this already pre-recorded videos. Yes, we will help you on it in the particular section. So this video, you can go ahead with that. But main objective is, so here, DevOps, we are going to talk it. Related to that, how do you manage it, these applications? Are you clear about this? Which you are asking this points like AWS DevOps full course content. Is it cover all the full course? See, if you consider that only AWS DevOps Extreme, that takes like a 2.5 months to 3 months. But here 1.5 months to approximately 1.5 months, we are going to consider that which is required for the next further enhancements. Is DevOps required. DevOps required here also in the LLM based applications. But we are going to consider more on this and this one as well as both. But if you need that more content on this DevOps, parallelly, whenever I am talking that, suppose if I say there's something pipeline, so here I'll talk it about it, AWS related code pipeline. But if you would like to know that the Jenkins, Jenkins course, I will share that where you can extend that on the Jenkins side. If you have this interest on that, then you can extend that those points. Those hints will be given that. Is it clear? So how code is used for MLOps example scenario? Yeah, suppose simple like as I was talking about in the sample application from the Rise and Shine side. Suppose this is the tool which we have implemented. So like, so evaluate about your profile with exceptional achievements. So like, I mean, you would like to generate that achievements. So then you can give that about your job description and role. And whenever you click on that here, the button, what's happened that here? So it is going to communicate with that backend LLM models. But this app, and whenever we click on this button, whatever the process that is performing that is with the Python, it has been implemented. So that code is going to helping that. Yes, understanding about your request. And as per this request, this is the input as we're talking that is the machine learning point of view, give that input, and the model is going to take that input and then it is going to give that output, right? Yes, so here we give the input through the user interface. and where it is going to interact with that the backend models. That models integration and interaction to get that output is the code which we are going to use that. Yeah, simple. Yes, the Python is a delivery boy, or Python is like a the handler, which we can say that's in the programming wise. Yes, delivery boy to LLM. So that is we are going to use it Python lang chain models, Hugging Face libraries to interact with the backend different data sources. That could be private data sources. That could be external LLM services. So all this the Python module we are going to use that to handle the request and responses. Are you clear? Have got the point? How the Python code is going to helping that in the MLOps? Yeah, so that's I would like to discuss this point. Yes, yeah, no problem. Yeah, so that is the main point. And tomorrow we'll talk it that importance of the programming. And from Monday onwards, we start the cloud. But tomorrow join that. Tomorrow everyone join this. So to understand that importance of the programming. So if you know those basic pillars, then you can extend about that. Yes, the Python, whenever you are learning that, or any programming you are learning that, that will be helpful. And Monday onwards, we started about that on the cloud. Are you clear these points? Existing batch who are already having that like AWS knowledge, then you can take that as an optional. So if you have this interest and time, and you can join that. But we will ping that in the WhatsApp group. Make sure that you are in the WhatsApp group. And if you are already in the, once you join this in the WhatsApp group, we'll keep on update that. So what is exactly the concept we are going to starting that? So that's we will help you. If existing batch people already who are the learning about the DevOps and AWS are already who got that idea on this DevOps and AWS, then you can take this like a first 1 month as a optional. But new people, so everything is mandatory. Every class is mandatory. If you have already taken this DevOps and AWS from about our Rise and Shine, then that is first month is optional, which you can mark it. Parallel, you can do that like we're already continuing those other sections. Yes, you can focus on those sections. Yeah, so that's about, and by end of this weekend, you will get, I will give that like a Notion complete the difference. So that's like the course content wise, I'll give that the more the content and the day wise agenda for the placement people. So by preparing this the project. Yeah, so that's I would like to mention for today. So short and sweet class. Yes. Is it good? So is it got that agenda? So just let me know that the got it. And yeah, so tomorrow onwards the class mandatory. That is everyone. So the registration must be done. So if you would like to get that link, so registration must be done. But don't miss that tomorrow class. That is the basic programming. That is basic pillar. Whether you're going to learn the Python or shell scripting or the Java, whatever it is, doesn't matter that. Yes, any queries, questions, please let me know. Yeah, thank you all for about your valuable time to understanding this. So the agenda. Yes, I mean, if you are planning to step into that the next career, this is the time. So don't delay for that like other batches or something. So if you go for this like a more, I mean, if you have this more delay, then more competition. So come up with that as early as possible, knowing that all these points, and this is the time. Yes, we just observe that what is the demand that we have for the generative AI, as I was showing about it. So just analyze it, analyze that market and that Upwork or Fiverr or Naukri use it or LinkedIn use it, and MLOps is such it. Then you will be knowing that importance of all the things in the next generation. So if you are searching for that MLOps, they will ask you that's about AWS cloud as a requirement. And Python modules as a requirement. Yeah, I will share this. That's the course content. Then you can refer that. Then maybe instead of like you are asking this, I need to learn extra for AWS DevOps. Please let me know. Yeah, we have that 100 days program. Then where you can so join parallelly this course and you can continue with this. Then you will get that more idea. I mean, strong on this DevOps and as well as on this technology. Then we will help you like parallelly. So whenever I talk about AWS DevOps, suppose evaluation model. Okay, so good. So then like we have that 100 days of the DevOps program that is already pre-recorded videos. So just you can take it about that course and parallelly this course. And whenever I'm talking about this course from the DevOps, what are the concepts we have? That concepts I will talk in that. Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. So then I suppose even the 2.5 years of that experience you have, so this is the more the valuable. If you just focus on this AWS DevOps more enough, that's 2.5 years. Have got my point? Okay, you have the total 5.5 years. Fine. So you have the total 5.5 years, but you were saying this DevOps 2.5 years, right? Maybe the remaining 3 years, I'm not sure. So, but like AWS DevOps point of view, this is going to helpful, and I will give the some suggestions to extend that more on this. Whenever I am talking about this one, who are looking about the DevOps, and I will give that some suppose weekends additional videos where you can plan to prepare for it. Suppose tools are the different, other than this, nothing. The tools are the different. But process model, whatever we are going to talk it, which can be applied for entire any kind of application, process is the same. The process, if you understand it, and the process for this like a different projects, different tools. But you were saying this like 2.5 years. Yes, you can mention that's one project. And with these AWS DevOps tools, whatever I'm going to talk it, code commit, code deploy, code build, and some Jenkins tool, Docker, Kubernetes, enough. I will help you whenever you are preparing the resume and if it is required any additional content. And you have already some pre-recorded videos for additional tools point of view, but process is the same. If you'd like to learn some additional tool, yes, I'll help you in that. Which tool you can learn it on the basis of about your experience. Yeah, so thank you all. So that's all from my side. I hope so you enjoyed this session. So just ping me that like out of 5, what do you say that? How this class was helpful to you? Out of 5, so just mark it like in the chat window. Okay, good, good. I see there's 5, 5, fine, 4, 5. Good. Yes, thank you. Thank you all. So we'll meet tomorrow. Oh, 5 out of 5, no doubt about it, sir. So we always enjoy the class. Yes, thank you. Thank you, man. So really good, good feedback. Yeah, 5. Yeah, only 1, 4, but out of all remaining 5. That's really awesome. Thank you. You enjoyed the class. Because this is about, I mean, knowing the technology that is different. But what is the next it is coming that? And what you need to update it in our career. So that is who is going to have it, the first grasping about it. Definitely will be different than others. These are all the main inputs. So here mainly we are focusing the cloud with the Python. The Python we are applying for the 3 different categories. You see that in the market, if you have the requirement for that infrastructure with the Python, yes, about your resume is going to helpful. Python with the API-based applications, yes, about your profile is going to helpful that. Python with LLM-based applications, yes, about your profile is going to helpful them. They're all like out of the 3, if you just observe the 3 different kind of the requirements. We are not talking that's only one kind of the requirement. But Python is a main central point for us. And this is the process model we are going to talk at that. This is the infra we are going to talk at that. Using this infra, using this process model with this Python, we are going to apply for the different use cases of the client. Think it about that, how the beauty of this. But this is important. But if you have the fear of this, the programming, don't worry. Little bit additional effort, which you can spend it or which you can allocate it. Yes, no doubt at all. So this is going to helpful to make it this journey. That is tomorrow we are going to give that, the instructions on this. Yeah, thank you. I got that. The star mark. Good, really. Okay, so thank you all. So I'm going to log off for today and we'll meet tomorrow and we'll talk it about this, the importance of the programming language in the market. And from Monday onwards, cloud. And I will share that complete course curriculum for the training and as well as the placement. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.